Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Gaming Quitte, the most delicious Quitte of them all, and today we're taking a look at Gala Alex's Mana Spiral. You can get the needed conviction and devotion items from the Chthonius fight in the Trials of the Mighty boss series. Gala Alex for a long time was one of the strongest units in Dragalia Lost, and I would say she still is pretty dang strong, and her whole kit is already very safe when it comes to the Dominion boss series and the Nihility course. If you've played Gala Alex, then you are probably aware of her special mechanics. Gala Alex doesn't fill up skill gauges by attacking, but has her own special gauge, which has 3 stages and which gets filled by attacking the enemy. If it's filled at least once, you can use one of her skills, which in turn consumes that bar of the gauge. I feel like a lot of people still have problems playing her or are new to the game, so I will give you a small gameplay showcase after looking at her Mana Spiral and explain how to rotate her skills, at least how I remember it, because it's been a while since I used her. Now let's take a look at her spiral. At first glance, not a lot has changed when it comes to the attacks themselves, and that's because that's pretty much the case. There's a few tweaks in the numbers, but that's basically it. Gala Alex's Crisis Edge attack gets a little bit stronger when you use her attack during a skill chain and if the enemy has a buff, dealing 10% more damage than before. If you attack during a skill chain and the enemy is in break state, her damage becomes a bit better and deals 40% more damage than before. Now, Umbral Erasure is pretty similar in the changes. Interestingly enough, they have changed the required skill energy to the same amount as Crisis Edge, although in the end that doesn't really matter at all. The rest of the changes to the skill is basically the same as with Crisis Edge though. A bit more damage against buffed enemies and 20% more damage when the enemy is in break state. So far the spiral seems kinda underwhelming, right? But that's because the spice is in the abilities. Gala Alex now, of course, also is able to get Strength Amps. Her first ability enables Strength Amp for her whenever she reduces an enemy's defense. This is on cooldown for 30 seconds after activating it, but since you can basically just activate it again by using her first skill, you should have no problems keeping this up. This is basically a free strength buff for Gala Alex, especially if you have other Strength Amp units on the team. Gala Alex gets the usual potent rest treatment, which increases her strength by 15% for 10 seconds when she gets hit by an attack which would have blinded or paralyzed her. Her third ability gets a really nice addition. It increases the chances of inflicting poison on the enemy by 30%. So if you have a Delphi on the backline, this basically means poisoning the enemy all day long. Yay! So overall I think this is a good spiral for a good game balance in my opinion, making a strong character a bit stronger but not broken. Her mods don't really increase by much, but that's not really needed anyway, since she does get stronger by default with the increased stats that come with the Mana Spiral, and with the Strength Amp she can also get stronger. Giving Gala Alex her own Poison Edge ability is amazing, since this was one of the problems in longer fights with her, not being able to inflict poison anymore quickly because the boss became immune to it after she spammed it so much on her second skill. Like I already said, she was pretty much set for a Dominion fight already anyway, but with the Spiral, I feel like she will actually shine even more. I haven't spiraled any of the units that have gotten spirals through the Mighty Trials quest yet, but I guess Gala Alex will be the first where I will actually do so. Now for the people who want to know how to play Gala Alex. Like I said, by attacking you fill up her own special gauge. Now it depends on which skill you use first, but no matter which one you use first, it starts a skill chain. In this video I start the fight with Crisis Edge, which reduces the enemy's defense. As you can see now on her Crisis Edge skill, there's this small blue shine on the border. This indicates that I have started a skill chain on the Crisis Edge skill and can continue the skill chain with the Crisis Edge skill. Now once Crisis Edge has reduced the enemy's defense, next I want to inflict poison, so I go for Umbral Erasure next and get that sweet Poison Punisher extra damage. So I hope I don't remember it wrong, and I'm no expert on perfect play with Gala Alex, and I actually do it a little bit wrong in the video. I stupidly spam Umbral Erasure to poison the enemy further, but you should use Crisis Edge after poisoning the enemy as much as possible, since that attack deals a bit more damage. I just wanted to quickly have something to show here, I'm gonna be honest here, I hope it's good enough. If you're wondering why I use Mikoto's shared skill here, it's just so I can spam auto attacks faster and get the skills back up faster for the showcase. Now the next and probably most interesting part is when the enemy is in break state. Using one of the skills starts the, what I will just call, break state skill chain. You should start this with Umbral Erasure, because now you see this small icon on Crisis Edge. This means you will now deal more damage with the skill, and since Crisis Edge is the stronger of the two, it's best to get it out as soon as possible and start the rotation with it. After using Crisis Edge, the little icon switches to Ampler Erasure. This goes back and forth as long as the enemy is in break state. After that, it just goes back to the normal skill chains. One important thing to note, do never let your combo gauge go to 0, because this will kill your chain. Also, in fights where you have to dispel buffs, the dispelling effect behaves just like the break damage buff. When Kyan, for example, has his shield up, you gotta use one of the attacks to enable the dispel buff on the other attack, as seen in the video right here. And that's basically it. It sounds all a bit complex, and I'm sure others already did a way better job at explaining her whole kit, but in the end it's not that difficult to actually play her, and I'm sure you will be fine. But yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, remember to leave a like, because if you do, a cute kitten gets born somewhere in the world. Probably. If you haven't subscribed yet and you've seen a few of my videos, why not change that by hitting that sweet red button down below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!